What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So I was able to watch a newer horror movie, at least to myself, called The Conjuring 2. I think that came out like 2017, 2016, way back then. Obviously, I'm not keeping track of watching all these movies, excuse me, when they come out at the time because I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to certain scary movies, but it's just like some things scare me, some things don't. I laugh at certain horror stuff and other things. It's just like, why do I even bother watching it and getting my heart rate up for no reason? But when it comes to this one, which is still a pretty good movie, in my opinion, I would still say the first Conjuring is a little bit better, but maybe eventually I'll get through the whole series. You never know. But when it comes to the synopsis, in 1977, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren come out of a self-imposed sabbatical to travel to Enfield, a borough in North London. There they meet Peggy Hodgson, an overwhelmed single mother of four who tells the couple that something evil is in her home. Ed and Lorraine believe her story when the youngest daughter starts to show signs of demonic possession. As the Warrens try to help the besieged girl, they become the next targets of the malicious spirit. And yeah, I think this is kind of the genesis of like The Nun as well, because I remember they had a bunch of, at least two movies of the Nun series, and I kind of forgot that this came from the Conjuring universe. Freaking James Wan, who creates and directs a lot of this stuff. I don't know what happened to him in his childhood, but he is a prolific director in the horrorscape. But yeah, he did, the character was pretty freaky in here, but I guess because I've seen that character before in trailers and stuff, I really wasn't as scared. There was this like crooked man or whatever they called him. He's like very tall and lengthy, almost looked like a more villainous Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas, in my opinion. But yeah, they did kind of a cool thing with him. Like whenever they showed him, it was like clay animation, so it was like stop motion, which was pretty interesting. And then there was also like a crazy scene where it was like a one shot where you're looking at Ed, and it's just like in the back of him. I guess they had to turn away to be able to speak to the demonic spirit, and it's out of focus, but then you see that it was the girl sitting on the table or on the chair, and then all of a sudden you kind of see like the ghost appear or something like that. It was pretty crazy for like an out of focus shot, and it was like a longer shot. There was like no cut. It's like over a couple minutes long, so I can appreciate something like that in filmmaking when it comes to certain movies. But if it's just like a horror movie to scare you with like loud sounds or loud music cues and stuff, it's just kind of like a waste of my time, in my opinion. But James Wan does a pretty good job at holding and then finally revealing the scary thing, so I can still appreciate that, even though I'm not such a big fan of the horror genre. But I guess I will continue to watch them as long as my family is still interested in. But yeah, definitely get The Conjuring 2 a check out if you're willing to.